Hello everyone, I am Ranjith and let me start my session. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about virtual labs. It is an MHRD initiative. It has been there for past 2 years now, but due to this virtual scenario that we are in, it has become more important and uh, it has become more important and more common among us. So I thought of sharing this resource to everyone and how you can implement it in your institution or how you can uh, apply for it and how you can build your own virtual labs as well as how you can build your own virtual labs, also how you can use the existing virtual labs in your current curriculum so that all the students and faculty can easily share these practical lessons or practical part of the subject easily and seamlessly. So what I am going to cover today is give everyone basic introduction. I don't know if everyone knows about this initiative, but it has been already there. It has been there for past 2 years, but now it is more prevalent and everybody is using it. So I'll give you a basic introduction about it and the advantages and the stakeholders, how everybody is divided, and how you can apply and how to propose a new lab or experiment that you want to uh, provide to the community. It is a community-based initiative, so every stakeholder is the beneficiary in itself. So if you provide any resource, everyone in the community will be able to use it, and as well as you can use all the experiments or virtual labs in your curriculum. Everything is free and open source, so nobody has to pay anything for any usage or server cost. Everything is handled by MHRD, but you have to apply to be a model center. So, all right, going to the next topic. Basically, I'll give an overview of why virtual labs were created and what was the main philosophy towards it, and why do you think why should we invest our time in this? So, especially now, we can see the importance of virtual lab. We can see how students are in need of them and how a very low cost and a very cross platform browser based virtual labs are much needed because students have different tools to access the resources. Some use mobile phones, some use different operating systems, but having a web browser based virtual lab will definitely help a lot to learn these real world experiments in a unique and interesting way. And they can do this in their own time, and they don't really have to worry about any expenditure or high investment. That is one thing. And also modeling these equations and giving a visual representation, which we won't be able to do in our conventional labs, and being able to show and depict these algorithms or any projects or any algorithm or project. It will be a very easier way to understand or more transparent and open way to learn things, and also having a remote way to control things, remote way to trigger applications, remote way to access students experiment is very helpful to the faculty as well, to easily grade them and easily see that progress. And yeah, that's about the introduction. Basically, like I told, right now the advantages are very high. Obviously the cost will be very less, so you don't have to actually invest in a lot of infrastructure. People are going towards cloud, but this is beyond cloud. This is a peer-to-peer thing. No one institution is maintaining all the virtual labs. Everyone in the community is contributing, so it even costs less than cloud. And the availability is also, like I said, it is 24/7. It can be accessed anywhere. Only one has to have is a is a decent amount of internet speed. And the experiment options are usually limited to the uh, equipment available in the labs, and how much the college can provide to a student or the faculty, and they limit themselves to that in our conventional labs. But here they're much safer because nobody has to do it. It is a virtual thing. They can fail, they can try, they can connect any wires they want, and there will be uh, no damage to the equipment or anything else. They can they are free to use however they fit to use it. And also the user experience, it is definitely the best way to learn is actually doing it physically. But we are talking about the quantity here, how we can scale it to all the students around India, not just few students. So if we talk about scalability, I think virtual labs are the place to go, and that's how students get to learn and teachers get to teach the theory part in a practical way. And so coming to the stakeholders, and how actually the virtual lab system is basically laid out so far. Virtual Labs is an independent organization which has teamed up with it's an organization of MHRD initiative. So it has teamed up with all of the major institutions which are acting as nodal centers. So all of the IITs, major IITs and major NITs are acting as nodal centers. So each nodal center will be given the option, the infrastructure, the server cost, everything that is needed to a particular nodal center. And all the nearby institutions which are present around the nodal center can use their particular labs, or they can contribute to their labs. They can add experiments from their labs and grow the lab so that all different kinds of experiments can be experienced by students. There will be exchange of ideas and possible research outcomes as well. So that is the main idea behind this. So this program is basically outreach program. So that the main initiative is to try and get to as many institutions as it possibly can. And this way they thought this is the best to go to, because having a strong well-funded nodal institution and adding supporting institutions nearby to it would be the best way to go to. For example, in Hyderabad, IIIT Hyderabad and IIT Hyderabad, these two are the present nodal centers which provide virtual labs for all the supporting institutions, so that they can add and they can contribute as well as consume their virtual labs. This is a community based, like I said. So first of all the costs are covered by the MHRD fund. So you don't have to worry about other things. You just have to worry about creating quality content. So that is the basic outreach program methodology, and how the whole program is structured and how you can approach to different institutions. So these are all the stakeholders present. There will be a virtual labs outreach team and the nodal center where they approach and develop the virtual labs as per the curriculum in that area, and the nearby institutions adopt to that curriculum, and they also try to contribute and consume parallelly, so that the quality of content increases gradually. This has been done 2 years back, like I said, but there has been very high growth in the recent months due to the current situation we are in. So there has been a rapid growth and a lot of virtual labs. Almost 10 times the virtual labs which were there before have been added very recently, and they are continuously moving forward. So if your institution is interested, or if they want to add experiments, or if they even want to be a nodal center, they can definitely reach out to them and they can try to be part of the system, so that the students, the ecosystem, the whole education ecosystem will become better. And this is here to stay even after we go back to normal. Virtual labs is something we are going to be using for a long time. So that is something that I wanted to say. And so how to become a nodal center. So how becoming a nodal center, they have started with the majoring institutions like IITs and IIITs, but now any institution which actually are interested and have a minimum requirement of decent hardware requirements that they can opt to be a nodal center, and they can support their nearby institutions. Like I said, they're trying their best to outreach or reach to as many institutions as possible. So they are expanding the nodal centers. So if your institution or any institution that you can think of has some decent hardware and are able to operate and help supporting institutions, so you can become a nodal center. So basically, virtual labs usually conduct their own development programs where they usually talk about how virtual labs are done, how to they also demonstrate their virtual labs. So if you go to the workshops and meetings and basically understand and have enough members who are able to build this thing, who can talk to this thing, who can act as a point of contact for the virtual lab team, then you can easily understand. First you have to get skilled and you have to get hands-on practice on how to build these platforms. I will talk about that in a little bit. But first of all, this is the process. First you have to participate in different workshops, and then you have to get the training required and the hands-on practice on how to build these platforms in a particular topic as per your interest, or uh, as per your requirement. You can learn any topic that you can, and then you can submit a form to the virtual labs team as you have already been trained and you are interested and have enough hardware. When you submit the form, they will go through it and they will once cross verify if the certain requirements are met, and they will definitely allot nodal center credential to your institution, and you can expand it however you wish to. And that is about nodal centers. So that is this is a pretty uh, small slideshow, but I wanted to share some useful links that you can use later, or you can refer to, so that you can apply and you can explore different things related to virtual labs. Obviously, I will be sharing some of them here, but I have kept all of them in one slide so that you can go through them later and you can understand in a much easier way. But for now, I will be sharing all these links. I will be explaining how different colleges have taken this route, and what are the steps that they have done to inculcate virtual labs in their curriculum, and how to apply for a nodal center status, and how you can build the virtual labs, how you can create a new experiment and add to the uh, current virtual labs which are present in nodal centers. So I'll be going through that, but these are the links which lead to that, but I'll be showing them and explaining them in detail. You can refer to them later. Okay. So let me share some institutions who are doing this already and who are doing a very good job in this. One second. I've taken few universities which I've got their curriculum copy. So maybe I thought of sharing this with you so that you understand how to inculcate the already present virtual labs in your curriculum and how you can devise it accordingly. One second. Okay, I hope you can see. So these are some basic virtual labs that other institutions have inculcated. So as you can see, the links present here are already established virtual labs which are doing a very great job. So anybody can access these links, but supporting or content creation is given to nearby institutions so that they stick to one particular curriculum and follow a particular course together. But if you obviously some courses and some virtual labs will be aligned to your particular curriculum, and you can add it to your curriculum like these colleges did. So like I said, this is a basic curriculum of any college, but and this is the corresponding lab which basically explains gives a practical view of how these labs are done, and how you can test and explore these labs in a practical way. So this is one such college which has done this very well. So it is not limited to just computer science. Almost all departments are trying to their best to build these virtual labs, and they're trying to inculcate this virtual way of learnings from now on. So, and like I said, all major institutions, because some are from IIT Bombay, some are from NIT K, and some are from IIIT Hyderabad, like that. Some are from Amrita. So, based on your requirement, you can take these links and you can add it to your particular curriculum. I'll also tell from where you can take these links and how you can search for them later. But this is basically the requirement and how you can easily add it to your particular curriculum and start with the virtual labs right away without worrying about any nodal center. You can just start finding the resources which are useful for you. And this is another college, Anna University from Chennai, which has done the same, which has taken all the major virtual labs that have been present, and they are also doing a very nice job of uh, giving students the opportunity to go through different labs which are available there, and that which are aligned with their current curriculum, because this is in much requirement right now because of sudden closing of the colleges and lack of resources. So having a good curriculum wise corresponding labs and easily navigating them, that would be very helpful for both faculty and students, and it will be easy way to make them learn and understand the theory part in a more practical way. So if you want, as I said, all the links are present in the PPT, so you can access them later. So I have kept them also so that you can inspire from their curriculum, and you can add it to your particular curriculum, and you can test out however you seem fit. So it is not limited to a particular branch. Like I said, almost all branches have their own virtual labs. So this is another university from Mumbai, and they have also done the same thing. Basically, I'm giving different states examples because they'll have a little bit of different curriculum, but overall everyone are uh, able to add their align their curriculum with respect to the virtual labs present outside, and they're ready to give students and faculty the opportunity to explore this and learn things in a practical way. This is an important tool right now because almost half of the learning, or more than half of the learning, goes through the practical way. Only 30% to 40% learning goes through in a theoretical manner. So if you can inculcate this habit right away as fast as you can, I think that will be a very good way to start and go in learning. And this is another university in Kerala which has done the same. Like I said, many universities are trying their best to inculcate these virtual labs, and you can obviously explore them later. I'm just giving a brief introduction. So these are the virtual labs that are present, and let me go to their website. So yeah, this is their official website, vlab.co.in, where they basically explain why they have done this, and you can see almost all areas, all important and core areas that are there, and what are the participating institutions or the nodal centers that are present, and you can access to their particular any feedback session or assessment form that you would like. But these are the main participating institutions. You can see whichever is nearer to you, and you can start collaborating, or you can access all of their virtual labs and add it to your curriculum. Like I said, they started with a few, but now they have around about 1097 institutions, 1197 institutions. So that's a lot of institutions, and like I said, a lot of visitors are there, and they're trying their best to reach to as many institutions as possible can. They're trying to make this nodal zones around 5,000, I think. So definitely they're growing, and they're trying their best to go to the next level. Here, some links were not working before, but uh, as you can see, becoming a nodal center, what is the outreach portal, what are the participating institutions, everything is given here. You can check them out later. And coming to the outreach, how much outreach they have done so far in a visual format. Almost you can see almost all of the institutions are using this, especially in the south. If you see, other universities are doing very well, and yeah, this is going to be huge. Even if you zoom further, it is going to be filled later on, because some areas in the central India are left out, but mostly people are trying their best to create nodal centers and create participating institutions, as well as conducting more workshops. So you can definitely check their outreach platform as well, and you can search for the institutions. And obviously, like I said before, to become a nodal center you have to attend their workshops. So everything is present here, their upcoming workshops, and everything that is needed to do that. So kindly check them out later. And that is their outreach platform, outreach portal, and how you can see their impact and how much they have done and how much they're trying to do and how many workshops they're doing. Everything else is detailedly present here in a visual format, so you can check them out later. And yeah, this is something I would suggest you go about it later. But and yeah, this is the official website and everything. Now let me show you how to, one second. Let me show you how to apply for the nodal center status and how you can try to be part of it. One second. Yes. So this is the application form basically that can be filled, and how there is a, as I said, a particular uh, requirement present for hardware, basic hardware requirement, and uh, minimum internet connection speed and these things which you can be done. But so like I said, any institution which comes under, anything that comes under AICTE or UGC can participate in this. And there will be certain responsibilities of nodal center, but there will be a lot more what I can say, a lot more advantages of being a nodal center. You can conduct many workshops, a lot of funding, and as well as a lot of support from the virtual labs team directly to you is given. So you have to fill this expression of interest form, and you have to fill number of workshops that you have done. And this should be done by the head of your institution, and then you have to submit to the we have to mail it to the particular authority so that they can check and they can see if your university is eligible and they can proceed further. But this is how it is done, and this is how the expression of interest form. I have kept the link of this as well in your in the PPT, which I'll share later. But this is one thing, and let me go on further and share something else. One second. So now I'll be sharing the number of experiments, or how you can check the number of experiments which are present under each department. And yeah, so these are the experiments, or some research, not research areas, basically the topics which are there under computer science department. But like I said, all these are already well established virtual labs which have good reference materials and good syllabus mapping, so you can easily add them to your curriculum. So like I've shown in the beginning, how few institutions were able to inculcate these virtual labs in their curriculum. These are all the virtual environments which are virtual labs that are already present and working and are already tested and have been there for around over 3 years. So they are very reliable to use, and you can easily add them to your particular curriculum. So even the NPTEL lectures are obviously correspondingly mapped to this lab, so that easily students can go through them. But yeah, this is another thing that I wanted to talk about, so that you can easily see if it is matching with your syllabus. Is it aligning with your current curriculum and everything? And this is another well-established labs. IIT Bombay and IIT Hyderabad are some few examples that I wanted to show, who are trying their best to create one of the best state-of-the-art virtual labs, which can be used by almost everyone. They are very sophisticated, and they are almost as good as, if not better than, the current scenario. So if you go for any department and if you see, there are different labs, and obviously the current content is little less. That's why they want more institutions to come and collaborate with them take up workshops and learn these skills so that they can also help them build and add new experiments and everything. This is a collective process. No one institution can do it because of the scale and the variety of experiments that we are talking about. But like I said, there are endless experiments. As much as we want to explore, there will be a new experiment. So the outreach and bootcamp portals where you can check out how you can collaborate with IIT Bombay, how you can see. And like I said, almost there are 11,000 nodal centers, and probably there will be a nodal center near you. If not, you can apply for it yourself and you can become one. So this is the responsibility of a nodal center mostly. So they have to add different contents and they have to maintain it in a proper manner, and they should have minimum hardware requirements. Obviously, they'll get all the support that they want from the government and the VLabs team, virtual labs team, virtual labs development team. So this is one of the most established virtual labs, which I would suggest you to check them out later. I have added the link for this as well. So kindly check them out later. And yeah, this is another thing that I wanted to talk about. One more thing that I thought of was so now I'll be talking about virtual labs development. This is basically how you can add your own virtual lab, how you can create an experiment as per your requirement or as per your interest that you would like to share it with the community. Uh, yeah. So this is the guide that has been given by Virtual Labs development team. This is where they have explained each and every step that you can do, but this can be only done once you are you're one of the partnering institution or you're a nodal center, so you'll get access to it. This ensures that the quality is equally there, so that everybody is trying their best to be a or best to be in a equivalent content creation platform. So yeah, like I said, first you have to apply, then you will be part of the program, and then you can add experiments to it. But this is once you are in the program, this is how we have to do. VLabs development is the development side of the thing, development side of this program, where you can develop the experiments and where you can propose a new lab which are not present already. So this is the official website, which I'll show you later. But once you I can't show you the same thing because I don't have the participating institution login, but this is how it's going to be, where you'll have all the resources that you would require to create tutorials, to create documentation, to create simulations. And it is linked to GitLab, which is one of the most open source version control hosting platform, where it is similar to GitHub, but yeah, that it also does same thing, basically hosting version control, version tracking version control and tracking issues and everything. But yeah, this is how you can start creating different tutorials and different experiments and different labs that you like to propose. First you have to build it in the platform, and then you'll be able to share it with others. So after logging in, these are the basic functionalities. Basically, IIT Bombay is the core center where this all has been started. So they have given the root access to it, and that's where the VLabs development team is also present. So yeah, if you want to contact with them, obviously they are always most welcome to allow new participating institutions who are willing to explore this and who are willing to contribute. So they will be creating boot camps because not everyone has the skills to do this. So like I said, first you have to attend some workshops. First to apply itself, you have to attend some workshops, and then you have to attend some learning sessions, and then you have to apply. After that, you will be given some boot camps where you can learn and create these tutorials, thus maintaining high quality and basically creating a equal content creation platform. Next, once you go through that, then you can there will be a tab where you can propose the experiments as per your requirement. There will be different uh, pedagogy styles, or how you would like to approach this experiment. It can be of different types. It can be a basic documentation of a particular course or a theory subject, or it can be a storyboard explaining it in a different ways, or it can be a program or a source code, or it can be a testing based assignment where you can test how this particular parameters or this particular simulation is going to happen, how it is going to happen. And similarly like that, there will be different ways for you to propose different experiments, and how you can try your best to uh, inculcate variety and diversity in the experiments that are present. And these are the basic steps. You can go through them later. This also I have added the link in the presentation. And yeah, so entering the lab name and the basic things. So these are the basic steps that you have to follow before proposing a lab or anything. Basically, you have to give the basic introduction of the lab, why the lab is important, what the lab is going to do, what theory parts the lab is going to cover, how it is going to cover, how we are trying to virtualize the or replicate the real world lab environment to virtual platform, and what kind of technologies are used to make that happen, and necessary documentation explaining how these things are going to happen, how certain parameters are set so that this particular experiment can be carried out, and how you are simulating it so that students can understand how students are going to understand, or how students are going to interact with the platform. Everything must be given here. Also, the expected outcomes, like any lab, their expected outcomes and what is done by the student, how they are learning, everything is added in this proposal, because it details adding a lab proposal itself contains many experiments in it, so it should be very thoroughly verified, and then you have to apply for it. And like I said, there this is an example for fluid machinery. It's a civil engineering subject, so you have to select that, and you have to tell uh, these are the basic instructions, but this is how it's going to happen. And you have to choose your university, basically all the things, how many experiments will be there in your lab, and then the intention of virtualization. So you're telling interaction with, here it is written as interaction with experimental setup. So that is how it is done. See, almost all, there are little parameters where you have to fill. It's not really a complicated procedure, it can be done by anyone. Obviously you'll have the support of virtual labs teams whenever you feel like you're stuck anywhere, you would like to have some support, they are going to help you there. But this is the basic form that will help you that will help you create your own lab and add content. What I'm trying to do here is basically creating a uh, uh, letting everyone know that they don't have to be intimidated by this process. This is a very fair, transparent process. It will be done openly, and obviously, the first step is to be participating in it. And if you participate in it, then you can take action, then you can learn things required, and then you can create the content. So I would really suggest everyone present here to try this later on, if possible, in your institutions, and create more content, because that is what is required these days. There are no open platforms which are trying their best to help students, because everything is a product these days. Everybody's trying to sell something. So we as educators and education institutions should try to create quality content from like this. So yeah, like I said, technology usage and any free and open source software involvement. IIT Bombay highly appreciates if you use any free and open source software, because they have an in I think they have their own FOSS community inside IIT Bombay, which highly appreciates if you use any FOSS applications. So that's another thing that I would suggest. Try to use free and open source softwares, free and open source operating systems, or anything that is free and that can be easily used without any licensing fees, or without any worrying about other legal issues. Also, you can use any technology, but technology should not be the barrier. If there are no options, feel free to use any technology that is required as per your requirement. And coming to other documentation, like I said, starting initial application phase would be a little detailed, but these all are required to for them to review and then grant you the lab permission, so that you can build it with the virtual labs team together and create the content required. So after that, I will be sharing the expected outcome and what is needed, and how students are going to learn, what is feedback, and how everything else is going to happen. And then you just have to submit. So this is how then it will be added to your basic info. Then you can see the status of your application. Once you're the participating institution, you'll have this personalized dashboard where you can see, okay, this is my fluid machinery civil engineering course that is there, and there is a certain lab ID 139 to it, and yellow, it is present in yellow or orange color, which says it is under review. So after that, if it is in accepted phase, it will go to green color. If it is pending from you, if there are any other documents or any other forms that they would like to fill, it will be in red color, so that they'll tell you to add more forms or add more programs or anything that is required for the subject. So basically they'll go from R0 to R5. At R5, the platform is hosted and it can be accessed by almost lakhs of students around India. So that's how the basic procedure is. Basically, you have to upload and fill the form and details, and it will go to the pedagogy stage where everybody tells how the teaching mechanism is happening, how the learning process is going on, how the delivery mechanism is going on, how the interaction is between teachers and students to this through this lab, uh, and everything else. So basically, they'll create a storyboard and source code, everything that is required for the lab. They'll try their best to add them to the particular lab, and they will discuss with you. Obviously, you have to be part of this, and this is not a quick thing. It will take a certain time, but it will happen after a certain communication with the virtual labs team. But once it is done, once you go to the after testing and everything, after testing it vigorously, after going how it is failed, and after covering all the edge cases where the simulation is making sense, all it is almost simulated of the real world experiment, then it will be go to the hosted phase. And once it goes to the hosted phase, almost you can not worry about it. You will get the recognition, you'll get the satisfaction, you will get to be part of the community, and you can almost be the master of the subject, because creating and simulating a virtual lab almost takes a high level of mastery, and creating that with a virtual labs team would give you a high recognition. And I would suggest everyone to check them out as well. I have added the link of the virtual labs development website as well, which is also present in every slide of this in the bottom, where you can check them out and you can understand what they're doing. I'll also talk about virtual apps development team in a minute, but this is how the proposal system is going on, which you can talk about, which you can go through later as well. But the first step, like I said, is you have to be part of the program. Then you'll be given the opportunity to upload these experiments and explore these areas. Let me share the website, VLabs development team. So yeah, this is the development team of the virtual labs. So like I said, they are based out of IIT Bombay. So they have many proposals. There are many, like I said, if you go to the current proposals, this is basically how the stakeholders are who are present. So any institution, they are stakeholders, like I said, as well as beneficiaries, which is very important, to understand, because this is part of a community. This is a crowdsourced or a community sourced operation. So everybody who's trying to get benefited from this will definitely be part of this, and are the stakeholders. They'll give you can contribute through participating in workshops, by giving active feedback. Any way that you can think of, you can be part of this. So these are basically how the content creation is done. Currently there are around 500 labs which are created. I will use huge gap. Like I said, there is a huge gap in the syllabus which has to be filled by the community itself. No one external is going to come and help with it. The virtual labs team will help you with the technical part of it, where they'll guide you through replicating the lab. But to actually do it, it must be coming from the community. Nobody else will try to do it, and we ourselves have to try our best to make it better and make it uh, almost as par with any other education system present. And yeah, these are the current proposals. So like I said, any experiment, I have shown you different steps before. So after done, these are the current proposals that will be available publicly, and you can basically see which college and which department is actually giving which particular experiment, basics of digital image statistics. So there are endless of experiments that you can think of which comes under a particular lab. So you can upload as many experiments as you can, and obviously if you upload, other institutions will come forward and they will upload, and basically there will be unlimited amount of virtual labs for the students to explore. So this is how, like I said, see, there are many courses, and these are all proposals. So they're in P0, they might be in between P0 phase to P4 phase, where it is still accepted or they're still testing it out. Not really sure about that, but this is how they're trying to do, and there are different institutions here. So this is how your proposal is then displayed and then later on carried out. And next I would like to show, yeah, this is the same thing. One second. Yeah, these are the approved labs. So all the labs which are already approved and which can be used by you later on. These are the approved labs which you can use. Almost all interesting subjects which can be used, which are built by actually collaborating with the virtual lab teams, and different institutions are present here, and you can definitely check them out. These are the few interesting courses which have been approved recently, and you can obviously sort them based on discipline, based on the name, based on the options present here. But these are the approved options, and like I said, there are workshops, development workshops, and there are tutorials present, and everybody is trying their best to share it with the community. So the support and the resources are already present, and I'm just giving basically the awareness needed through this particular session, so that everybody who's interested in this, they can add it to your curriculum, like I've shown you in the beginning. You can add it to your current curriculum. All the virtual labs are open, so you can add it to your current curriculum and go forward with it. Or you can add experiments yourself, so you can build your own experiments, and you can propose different labs or experiments that you can think which are unique and very creative. And for that I have shown you how the application procedure is, and how you can try to be part of this, and what is the hierarchical structure from participating institutions to nodal centers to the skill labs team, basically the virtual labs team. And the virtual labs dev is the development team which handles all the development of content creation and how you can be part of it. So yes, this is another thing that I wanted to share. Yeah, all the links that I've shown you till now, their use cases, these are the curriculums. The first four links are the curriculum, which have inculcated the virtual labs, and next the official virtual lab, and how you can apply to it, how and the virtual lab development team, how you can create experiment, how you can be part of it. Everything is given here so that you can explore later and be part of. And yeah, that is end of my session. And thank you very much for listening to me so far. I hope the session was useful. I'll be sharing the presentation and everything later on. Thank you.